Have you ever wanted to work in the healthcare sector in Canada? Well, if you have the skills and qualifications, there is a new way to show your interest. It is called the International Healthcare Worker Expression of Interest. It is a pre-application form that allows you to indicate your interest in working in a selected healthcare sector in Saskatchewan. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the occupations that are eligible to apply for this program, and also I'm going to be showing you a detailed tutorial on how you can submit an expression of interest offered by the healthcare sector employers in Saskatchewan. So over here, I'm going to be walking through with you on how you can actually submit an expression of interest. So the first section is to create an Oasis account. Not to worry, the link to create is also linked in the description box. Endeavor to go through the description box for more information. Secondly, you need to click on the SIMP applicant or expression of interest candidate, and then it brings you to this page where you are required to put in your first, middle, and family name, your date of birth, and also enter a valid email address. Once you're done with that, the username and password will be sent to you through that email address, and then you need to use this information to log into your Oasis account. So logging into your Oasis account, you need to type in your username and your one-time password. The system will automatically prompt you to change your password, which you need to do ASAP. So there are some requirements when it comes to the password that will be accepted on this particular portal. And then it takes you to the disclosure form, which you need to agree, especially if you are a first-time user. You need to agree to the disclosure information by clicking on I agree button. Your username and your password recovery. In order to recover and to access your account, on the login page, you must click on forgot your user ID. So this is just a recovery method that you just need to know. So the second section is where you input all of your personal details. You can see a pen, a blue pen that has been circled. That is where you are to begin filling your form. So over here, you need to provide information regarding your birth date, your address information, and every other thing. This is just a sample. This is just a sample template. You can also find this guide on the SIMP portal. Okay. And then next is you fill your residential home address. And if your home address is outside Canada, under the province, in a country, just make sure you put in there the right information. Fill in your mailing address, your telephone number, and every other information that is required on this form. So over here, you need to select one that applies to you. If you are a skilled worker who wants to work and live in Saskatchewan, please endeavor you click on the button. Or if you are a foreign national currently working in Saskatchewan, or if you desire to establish and operate a business in Saskatchewan. And then you need to fill in your email address for a consultant. That is, if you are going to be using an immigration consultant, please click on yes. If no, if you're not going to be using any third party for this application, then you can go ahead to click on no. You can get to see the link of for more information on how to go about using a representative. The section 3 just helps to determine your eligibility and subcategory. So you must answer the series of questions on this page to determine your eligibility for this application category. But first, to submit an healthcare EOI, you must submit an eligible occupation, which we had, initially gone through before this section. So if you are a chiropractor, or if you're an occupational therapist, whatever your occupation is, if you are a carer, that is a healthcare aide, and the likes, please endeavor to click the right NOC occupation, and then it's going to bring you on here. So if your occupation is regulated or requires professional certification, your employer may need the document in order to prove the above category that you have chosen. So over here, if you have the secondary school certificate, you click on it and then just follow all the steps. I think this guide is super detailed and it's just going to walk you through the entire, expression of interest process. We're done with the first step, which is the birth date and the address. Here is the eligibility for application, which you had filled, and then you click on edit birth date. So as mentioned earlier, this particular guide is super easy to understand. All you need to do is just follow through, and I'm sure you'll be able to submit a successful expression of interest for this international healthcare worker category. So as mentioned before, there are no limits on the number of workers that can actually submit an expression of interest, and you can only have one expression of interest profile. The International Healthcare Worker Expression of Interest provides the opportunity to link foreign trade workers with Saskatchewan healthcare employers. So if you do receive an employment offer, you don't need to create an expression of interest profile anymore, but you can apply directly to the International Skilled Worker Employment Offer subcategory or to the Hard to Fill Skill Pilot Program. So if you're interested in working in Saskatchewan in the healthcare sector, then you want to be sure to fill out this International Healthcare Worker Expression of Interest. So feel free, guys, to share this particular video to your friends, to your family, to someone that you know, maybe currently a carer in the UK or in Europe and the desire to actually move to Canada. Feel free to share this video, with them, because it's just an expression of interest. Like I said earlier, it's a pre-application form, that just allows you to indicate your interest in working in a selected occupation here in Saskatchewan. So yes, you need to provide your language ability, that is if you have the English or the French language test results. The popular one that we know is IELTS. If you are currently in Canada, you also know about the CELPIP exam. And then you need to also put in your age, and if you have any connection with Saskatchewan, maybe you have a family member or a relative, feel free to also mention it on there, and also some other additional information, just a yes or a no. If you have an existing work permit, if you consent to have an SINP, if you consent to have SINP, share your details to employers. Just click on the right answer And then if you currently have an existing work permit, you click on no. If you do, you click on yes, and you also mention the work permit type. So this is open to everybody, both foreign workers and those that are currently in Canada. And then once you're done reviewing your entire form, I always advise that you go through it. It's something you can save and just come back to if you get really exhausted. Then once you're done and you verify that all the information you've provided is correct, then you can go ahead to submit. So